But literally how all of this works and worked really, really well, it just goes to show, everybody doesn't know what they're doing, is undercover. It exposes everybody's secrets. The entire city of Washington, D.C. and parts of Virginia it was just evidence all day long, evidence all day long. And that's because of the condition I have. It's deep memory viewing, I guess. That's just what we call it. But you have to, and you are forced to relive all the memories that you have ever even lived. So the hallucinations or whatever that aren't really hallucinations, because, well, a doctor won't tell you they're hallucinations. But it's not ever going to be, anything but a whole bunch of fucking evidence, a whole fucking city of evidence. And that's what Washington, D.C. was. And how that worked was, I went around with that unit or whatever, that medical device. I think I already said that. But anyway, because I was doing that, the entire city turned out to be evidence of what I was saying and telling to be true. And I guess that's if you know, but everybody at home will probably still say something about it. Except I think the police told them by now after everything that happened there. So who knows? Who knows? The police officer eventually said I had Tourette's to somebody, and I was like, I have Tourette's, because I forgot that I'll forget that kind of thing ever happened in my life. But I never have been medically diagnosed with Tourette's. That's the thing. I've never been medically diagnosed with Tourette's, but the police responded to those incidents. Like multiple times. I don't know how many times we talked about that. And what that does to somebody. I talked to, I don't know how many different people about it. But it was insane and ridiculous. And I remembered Danny, the guy that I'm dating or whatever now, but then I remembered a whole bunch of stuff and I don't know how to feel or what to think. And how he's lying about all of it. Because he was here with me in DC, I don't know how many times, doing the same exact thing. The weaponization project, sex trafficking as far as I know, because he said he made money off me. I don't know, horrible shit. Always fucking killing, all this killing that I never remembered, just huge mental manipulations. And it was always about forgetting. You have to forget this so you don't run around and rat on everybody again. Just because I probably came up with it. The entire idea all the time, but it all honestly looks a little more complicated than that, I would say, personally. Except, they were here running around with me with that fucking unit on my head. So it's all really sick, and they'll deny it for the rest of their lives. How much sick shit happened, I guess. So I won't ever even know what to do or what to say about it, except this is a city of evidence. Washington, D.C. is a city of evidence. Pentagon City, Evidence City is right fucking down the way. So really, and even the Pentagon is evidence, because I went to the Pentagon with Danny. And I hear him talking to me again when I make remarks on the Pentagon or think about the Pentagon. I said it out loud once to him. He's with me a lot around here, and he's never been to Virginia, is what he'll say. He's never been to Virginia. Okay, well, he's covering up for something, because they probably got away with a lot of fucked up shit. Because I'd fuck everybody's shit up. I don't know why anybody would do anything, except I wouldn't know why. I don't know how it happens to kids, except maybe you're targeted from birth, that's what I would think. But I just got enrolled in all this really fucked up shit somehow. But and the memories are all so fucked up. They electrocute you and shit and make you have contusions in your brain. Horrible shit. Hours and hours I was hooked up to that thing, and for nothing, so I could attack more people. And you know what? Not even with a gun. I don't think I attacked a lot of people. Well, I killed some. Well, I don't know. Can't ever talk about it, think about it. Maybe, but who knows? crazy things just lead to more crazy things, and that could explain all the crazy things. You just have to know a few crazy things. But yeah, who knows? Except there's too many memories. It's all evidence. Me responding in public is evidence, because they know like airtight how that condition works. Everybody does. Everybody knows how that shit works. All they have to do is think about it. It's fucking easy shit. You'd have to be who I was to not be able to figure that kind of stuff out. But everybody did the thinking for me. That's why I get along, I guess. But it even appeared that Danny did at one point, but I just have to trip. I just have to trip anyway. Who knows? I'll be back to not knowing anything tomorrow. Because that's how they had it too. You're not supposed to know. If you're working with a team to not know something mentally, and then you say they could all go to jail or something, or anybody could go to jail, or that's just what a homie bro should do. You're working with a team of people that are all drug traffickers, sex fucking rapers. Just everybody hates you too, because whatever Tourette's you had, fucked up shit you had. They're just sick. It's a sick environment. I don't know how you get into that. You know? But you're working with a team of people to forget things. And that's exactly what you do. You work with a team of people to think things, to manipulate your processes in your brain, to figure things out, because they got you high on drugs and you loved whoever you loved, you know, whatever was. Sex, fucking trafficking scheme, whatever, I don't care. Who cares? But I don't know, I think we went crazy together once after something happened, is what I thought. But no, I don't know about him. There's too many stories about all of it. But I hope I did shoot all those people if all that happened to me, and I remember it pretty well. And so it's always been quiet after that, after all those years. It always was pretty quiet, but they'd give you drugs throughout the years too, leave them on the sidewalk and stuff, knowing you were going to go get them, but you have no idea what they manipulated in you to be able to do a whole lot. I mean, everything you could get their hands on. I mean, you're 3, 4, 5, they do anything. But I don't know, when they start doing the mental manipulation, whatever, control stuff, because remote controlling humans came up first, and then all kinds of shit. And then anger came up, and then money came up, and then sex came up, and then snitching came up, and then, you know, what you did very violently or got somebody very violently beat came up, and then, well, then your mouth came up because you didn't know how to say anything as a child. You didn't know how to say things that were good ideas, and so you'd end up just horrible stuff. I mean, you would just, you know, they were mindless and they intended it, and that's all there is to say about it, because that's an adult. So when you have adults, they're supposed to teach you things constantly. That's what they're supposed to be filling your brain with. And these adults, well, you know what, they weren't even trying to fill it with anything, and that's why they're not intelligent, they're not smart. If they're not trying to fill your head with things when you're a kid, that's just how you're supposed to be doing things. But if you're trying to control kids, then it's like, well, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's why kids get to shoot people or whatever they get to do, but it feels so much like a dream to me, like it never happened. So I hope they didn't electrocute me until it felt that way. I don't know. That's just what comes up in my mind. And everything that comes up in my mind, how the evidence works, everything that comes up in my mind, it's somewhat relevant. It could have been a conversation once. So I'm constantly getting ideas of what could have happened as I'm talking about it. And sometimes it starts triggering the memories really bad, and I'll have to start reliving it. Like whenever I drown back then, I'd be drowning again today, and I'd look like I was having a stroke in public. And just earlier today, I was trying to pull out of the belt loop again. That's what it was. I don't know. They do something to your brain though. You can't tell what's going on, but you know it's easy to tell what's going on if you know enough. And I know all the memories are real. But I mean, gosh, I don't know what else to say about it. It's really horrible. But yeah. Hours. I don't even know if that fucking whole sentence made sense, but I was trying to pull out of the belt strap when I was tied down because a fucking 5-year-old, 6-year-old, I was 6? Was I 6? I'm pretty sure I was 6 and tied it down like that because I wasn't 5. I don't think they did it to me when I was 5, but I don't know if they did it to me when I was 5. I'm pretty sure I was 6. I don't know. Maybe. And those are huge gaps of your life that you don't remember, and it's weird. Like you wouldn't ever believe it almost, but you have to because that's the only thing that could be coming up again. But anyway, yeah, I was tied down for hours with a medical device because I could decide to do that. Yeah. And the guy was like, "You've been planning this since you were 3 or 4 years old with Danny or whatever." I'm like, "No, I fucking haven't, bitch. You're fucking a sick fuck to fucking start saying I could plan shit at 4 or 5 or whatever fucking age. 4, 5, 6, I don't remember. But he said something stupid like that, and I'm like, no, fuck a psychopath. But then if I killed people at a young age, it doesn't matter. Sick shit. I never fucking could have done anything at that young of an age. That's why I just say none of it's real. Oh, that's another thing we talked about. We were endlessly talking about how to develop a kid's brain wrong, like how you get memory loss. And I remember Danny was in there laughing about it because I don't know if I was bringing it up. If I was bringing up all the topics because I was really excited to do it. Fucked up shit. Who really knows how it happens, but that's what they'll all land on. But no, I remember too much. Why did I get so tired I have to start drinking this beer? But I don't know. Yeah, it's easier to just say it never happened, and that's what I'm going to say all the time. I'm just going to say it never happened, even though I have to discuss it because it's so vividly coming up again. I have to discuss it now. Might as well get it out there again. But I'm always going to say it wasn't real because it's too much. I can't ever use my brain again. I can't be trying to think about stuff. Except if I want to get into an argument, I think pretty quickly about when that happens. But maybe, who knows? That was a whole fucking conversation. Oh my God, that's fucking nuts. This shit's nuts. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna do something else. Hopefully. Evidence City, by Crystal City and Pentagon City. Evidence City, and right by the Pentagon. Oh my God, Evidence City. There's no such thing as whatever I thought it was before. Nobody knew about it. But it was Evidence City. Oh my God. And with everybody being there years later, on the same route even, that's what you could say. They were on the same route. 10, 15 years later, they were on the same route. Because you attacked exactly them, or whatever happened, or they're doing whatever. But it was a recording of a human being. That was the evidence. And I couldn't have been any more happy to do all of it in Washington, D.C., our country's capital. And yeah. And yeah, I couldn't have ever even thought ever in my whole life. It's not a value to punish or to condemn or to even neglect somebody who can't ever think again or can't ever think to begin with, because it's not a value. It's actually like, people get shot or something, and that's kind of the way it should be if really bad things happen like that. Gosh, I pray that I shot them all the time. I just feel like I really hope I did. I really, really hope I did, because it's just horrible. And they made a pact. They were never going to tell me if I killed any of them, because we were talking about that during the weaponization project, that I'd end up killing them, blah blah blah. Well, they wouldn't care. But it's kind of crazy. Nobody has guns anymore. Nobody. You won't ever find anybody with a gun. You won't ever find an outgoing kid that's trying to find a gun or trying to tell you about horrible crimes or trying to show you horrible crimes. Whatever it was, I don't know, but I remember shooting a lot of people. But they were all bad guys, so. Oh, there's that girl, but I don't know what was going on. I think she was. I think she was a bad guy. Doesn't matter who it was. That's what I'd say. Probably. But I don't know.